Namaskara. Welcome to this series on research methodology being presented to you as part of the Invitation to Sociology series launched by the Alumni Association of the Department of Sociology, University of Mysore. I am R. Indira, Honorary President of ADSM and a teacher of sociology in the Department of Sociology at the University of Mysore. I am very happy to present before you a series of lectures, this being the first one on research methodology. And I want to start by saying that for a long time there was an impression that research methodology is a course that has to be taken only by postgraduate students or research students. Now, according to me, that's not the right approach, because research or the search for answers to what's going on around us is necessary not just for a certain level of students but for everybody. And it's also true that there are opportunities for students with a BA in sociology in many of the research projects that are now being taken up both by the state and civil society institutions. So I want to first let my dear student friends know that the study of research methodology in social sciences is very important for them, basically for two reasons. One, it opens up their mind to all the changes that are happening in the discipline of sociology. And second, it also gives them opportunities to use their sociological knowledge immediately after completion of the undergraduate course. So, after having said this, let me go to a basic question that has always bothered many of us. What is research? Why do you have to do research? Aren't too many things already known to everybody, including ourselves? So what's the need to again go and look for knowledge? Now this is a negative thought. I want to tell you that all around us there are events happening. There are problems, there are challenges. There are still several truths, several dimensions that are not yet exposed, that are not yet thought of in the right perspective. So research is basically about understanding existing knowledge, understanding existing theories, questioning those theories, and also look at issues, events from different dimensions and perspectives. See, the most dangerous thing for any discipline, be it sociology or be it physics or be it chemistry, is to have a unidimensional approach. That is, decide, okay, this is what it is, and refuse to look at other sources from which we may derive knowledge. So research basically is about the search for truth. If the truth is already known and it is assumed that it is the only truth, then it is important for us to question that. It's important for us to raise doubts about many things, many values, many practices, many accepted theories that have come down to to us from centuries. Taking an alternate viewpoint is research, basically. It is the first aim of research. There are already hundreds and thousands of studies that have already been done, but it does not mean to say that there are dimensions that may not have been explored, because our training, our backgrounds, our knowledge, and the ability to think differently, all these matter when you set out on a research journey. Now, when you're talking of research in social sciences, it's also just very important to touch upon this question of how is research in social sciences different from research in natural and physical sciences. Now, what are natural and physical sciences? First, let's try and answer that question. See, physical sciences is generally believed study non-living things, and natural sciences study about those beings that are with life but not human. This was the impression that we all had for a long time to come. And social sciences study human societies, because when you say human, it means there is interaction, there is sustainability, there is also change, there is what we would call elements in our culture, elements in our life that have stood the test of time. Values, for example, practices, traditions, beliefs, norms, all that you study in sociology. But then the study of change is a very, very important component of society. But now let me tell you, dear students, that the borders between disciplines, whether it's physical science or natural science or social science, are breaking. Today we are talking of interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary research. To put it in very simple terms, what is multidisciplinarity? It means that you have to keep your mind open to ideas, to inspiration that comes from other disciplines. You cannot look at any phenomenon only from one point of view. Gone are the days when, each discipline lived in an isolated ivory tower with the attitude that what do I have to learn from them? Today, the most successful studies, researchers and people, let me tell you, are those that are ready to receive knowledge from other disciplines just as they are ready to share their knowledge. Now everybody is talking about COVID-19 and the impact it has had on our lives. It's not just about getting the right medicine, the treatment, the vaccine. It's about several things. The analysis and understanding of COVID involves the human body and life that surrounds us, the food habits of people, the culture of people, the economic status of people, the sexuality angle. And there is politics involved here, there is culture involved here, there is economics involved here. So look how, you need to be able to understand how, this pandemic needs to be looked at, analyzed. If you now want to have a policy for management of COVID, to see that these incidents don't happen again, you need to draw inspiration. You need to involve people from different walks of life. You cannot just, make generalizations, statements based on one point of view. So, I want to tell you that the gap between physical and natural sciences and social sciences is declining today. We all learn from each other, we all give to each other. It's only when you listen to a good lecture, whatever the field may be, then you start thinking, oh, I didn't know that this dimension could be there to my own study. And now coming back to social science research. Social sciences are those disciplines that deal with human societies, and of course in different dimensions. There is economic aspect, there is political aspect, there is development aspect, there is a historical aspect, there is education, and of course we have literature, languages, folklore. You can go on naming the subjects, but we all work together. We all are in a relationship with each other when we give and we take. And what is social science research basically? What are its objectives? What is research in a social science discipline or in any discipline for that matter? First, research is about identifying a subject, an issue, a topic, you may call anything, to start looking for information. Now, it's not that you are inventing information all the time, but you are processing information, you are critiquing it. Now, there are ever so many theories in sociology, for example, from Comte to the present times. There is a whole wealth of sociological knowledge that is put under the framework of sociological theory. I am just giving an example. Now, do you agree with the view of the theorist? Do you question how it applies to your life or to others? Have you ever thought, how can I apply this theory to my life or to explain and understand the lives of others? At times you start thinking, okay, maybe at that point of time when this theory was formulated by this person, that was right. But today times have changed, conditions have changed. So maybe we have to look at it differently. So one of the objects of research is to question existing knowledge base. Look for those gaps. Review, and also there is a word that is being used today, revisit. Revisit means look at it differently. So basically research is a search. The meaning of the word research is inherent in the term itself. And what are you searching for? Search is basically curiosity. And I say research is about being curious. Always looking for new horizons, unexplored horizons, roads that are not traveled. So this, brings us to the question of how do you do this research? See, research is not something that can be done sitting indoors. People always wonder, the physical and natural scientists do most of their work in the labs. What are these people doing? No. Don't come to such conclusions because they visit each other's labs, they visit each other's facilities. And why do we conclude that a student of physics or a student of botany or chemistry or zoology doesn't have to go to the field to understand those realities which they are working with? Today, a plant is not just, something which only a botanist can explain. There is a cultural element to the plant. There is an economic element to the plant. There is a political element to the plant. So we have to understand every little object, everything that happens in society from different angles. So please be very careful when you are trying to define research. Basically, research is about opening up our mental horizons. and developing a sort of preparedness to receive knowledge, to question ourselves, to believe that there is always something to learn, whether it is from a natural science discipline or a physical science discipline, or from a sister discipline in the field of social sciences. And sociological research requires that you should be ready to go into the field, because you are working with people. People are not only our objects, subjects for us. We work with them. We derive our inspiration from the people. And it's also very important in sociological research to share the knowledge that you are able to generate with the people. Because ultimately research should be people-centric, useful to the people. Knowledge is not there only for conferring degrees. And the value of sociology today is unlimited, because sociological insights, sociological inputs are required by every field. So in any research team that is dealing with any issue that touches human lives, the sociological dimension, the sociological understanding, sociological interpretation is very much required. So in my lecture today, I have just brought up 2 points. One, that the borders between disciplines are breaking. Basically, research is a learning, giving experience. From every discipline, there is something to learn. No longer can we say that our studies, our findings are going to be influenced only by a certain select group of people. No. The lab, for example, is a human institution according to me. It's a social institution. And what goes on in the lab has to reach out to people. And people's needs and priorities must be brought into labs. Science cannot function in isolation. So is the case with our subject. People are not just information givers to us. When you generate information, that information must be meaningful, socially relevant, and must lead to some kind of change in society if it needs to be brought about. So, in my first lecture, I have just shared with you, as I said, 2 points. One, the need to break barriers between disciplines and understand any subject from what we call a multidisciplinary perspective. And the second being, research is not something that is confined to labs and rooms and departments and colleges only. Social research, especially when it is dealing with human beings, must go into the open, and you must be ready to do what we call as field-based study. And I'll talk a lot more about field-based studies in my next lectures. Thank you.